All right, well, long time no see. I'm going to start week 9 now, kind of on the final push toward the end of the semester here. So just a couple quick notes. This video should be actually really short for real this time. I have posted feedback for the first 2 stories. The third stories, I was still kind of hoping to see more student engagement with providing feedback before I dropped all my thoughts there. So please don't forget to do that. If you've been also, sleeping on posting feedback for peers for stories 1 or 2 as well as 3, just get on that. It's important to look at what other people are doing, and it is really easier to see how other people's stories could be improved. I would like to see more constructive feedback also in general. Just even if it's just questions, things you want to know more about. If you're not sure who the protagonist is or what their problem is, those are huge questions that we should be asking each other and of ourselves. That is a thing I keep seeing, at least in the first 2 sets of stories. Again, I've posted feedback for stories 1 and 2 so far, and that is a common through line. That is the main thing. That is something that all of our revisions want to focus on. Who's the focus character of the story? The point of view should be focused on that person, and that person also has to be the one about something new is learned, and the one who's actually struggling with the conflict, hopefully exacerbated or facilitated by the antagonist, right? So in other words, a lot of you guys have been doing a good job here of focusing on like maybe 2 main characters. It's not always clear which one is the protagonist. It's not always clear exactly what the main problem is. Don't let them be passive. Don't let things just happen to them. They should be making choices, choosing actions that bring about a resolution to the story. And so that's it as far as what's behind us. This week, I'm making a slight change. So I might write an announcement too after I post this video, just in case people don't watch these. Looks like most of you do, but this week you'll see it reflected on the module for this week. I'm going to give you the option, if you have already been drafting a 4th short story and you want to go ahead and post that, go for it. I'd love to see a new story from anybody who wants to share one they've already started on. No new prompt though, because what I'm also suggesting is what you might want to do, since all good writing is rewriting, this 4th round of revisions might be, this 4th round of workshop might be best to use for posting a revision. If you've already been revising your first story based on some feedback I've given you, or your second story, even based on the readings we've been consuming, go for it, right? So this week, again, you don't have to post at the end of the week, sometime in the middle of the week, whenever. Just make sure you give plenty of time for your peers to give you feedback. If you look at the syllabus, the next 2 weeks are all reading weeks, so just more things that can help us in our process of revision here. This is going to be the last time we post a story. This is week 9, so it'll be either a 4th story if you've already got one going, or please feel free to put some serious revision efforts into one of the previous stories. Post a new version of that, and let's workshop those. So one or the other. It's totally up to you. So by the end of the semester, I will want your 3 best stories in the final portfolio, and that won't be until week 12, which is like 3 weeks away, right? If I'm mathing that out correctly. Well in advance of that, I'll have posted instructions on how to put together your portfolio. So let me just repeat that key detail. I do only need, you can provide me 4 if you want, but I do only need to see 3. I only want to see 3 revised final stories, final versions, or your best versions of those 3 stories in that portfolio. And again, I'll have more detailed instructions well in advance of that final week. So as always, contact me with any questions. I'll post a little announcement about some of that real quick too, and then feel free to respond to those with any questions you have, because in that way it can almost be like an open class discussion instead of just private emails exchanging between us. All right, so happy writing and revising. Hopefully you've already been working on revisions for your stories. I wouldn't wait till the last week to try to revise all of my stories. Just try to chip away at that, find ways to rethink scenes, or what scenes might need to be trimmed, or what details might need to be added, or how we can make more focus on the protagonist, and their problems. So any specific questions you have about any comments I've made, feel free to respond to those, and I'll be looking at those in the next couple of days, as well as providing more feedback and answers to questions from the quizzes. So look out for all of that, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.